related to that?
Can you talk about when the holidays that happen and how you work with those and how people pay for this month?
That would be great. This last winter, we sent out a mass email to everybody saying we're going to, university is closing and we're going to be closed during these dates. We got a lot of feedback from people, there's a file server here, there's this here, so what would be helpful is to help, the green team to help identify those areas and so that we can probably get them in the schedule so we don't have any kind of issues with, by setting back a temperature set point that we don't damage any equipment, file servers or anything like that nature. That answer?
So the university needs a lot of work obviously done across the board, millions and millions and millions of dollars to save energy. So we just have a teeny tiny pot of money to work on this. How do you prioritize how you'll spend that teeny tiny pot?
What we've been doing so far is basically categorize all the projects that we're doing, and I showed in one slide where we've identified basically 30% return on investment. So we're looking at the dollars that we're saving and the life cycle costs, so that we can. That's how we're prioritizing which one's going to. The idea is that the money we save up front is the money that goes back into a recurring, and that's how we can get back to, this huge elephant and try to whittle away with the energy savings. As we get more and more energy savings, we'll have more and more money devoted to addressing a lot of these issues. Yes, sir.
So I work over in chemistry, and I've seen the Johnson Control guys and PVD over there. What is actually involved in the process of getting this, up to snuff and working properly and efficiently?
That's a great question. What we've been doing is we've been partnering with JCI. We have a JCI technician and one of our own technicians, and we've been using this as a training opportunity as well as getting our air handlers back in order. And what I mean is outside air dampers over time they start to they don't work anymore. Temperature sensors need to be replaced. Flow valves need to be replaced. All these things, part of an air handler, eventually eat away at your energy costs, and over time is going to it adds up quite a bit. So we're partnering with JCI, which is about 87% of our buildings are controlled by JCI. Partnering with them to do that, and then the second part of that is we do a sequence of operations. Each one of these air handlers has a sequence that it runs by. We're trying to tweak those to get them as efficient as possible. When there's occupancy, unoccupancy mode, scheduling the air handler and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Those dashboards seem like a great idea, especially the LCD ones that might be in the building where people can walk by and see how much energy the building is using. Can the displays be set to show rather than kilowatt hour consumption, actual dollars and cents cost to the university?
I should have showed there's a website that facilities, we've been working with Frank Phillips in facilities planning, and on his dashboard it actually scrolls through a number of bits of information. Cost per square foot is one of them, dollars to date that hour. It goes through BDUs. At some point in time we'll probably have carbon footprint and that kind of stuff. So it is and once again it's going to take money to roll that process out, but the display screen, we're trying to do it so that we can get the web-based information, have it available via the web, so everybody can see their building. That's our first initiative. If the departments want to help fund to get the LCD screens, that would be advantageous. The screens that we've got basically we're putting up, it's an IP, there's no computer needed. Those are about $3,000 a pop, so just to keep that in your mind as we get this information for your building and we put it on the website, participation might be required for the LCD screen. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any move toward more renewable energy and installing solar or that end of the equation?
Yes, there is some projects on the horizon to do a solar project. I don't know as much as I should, but they're right now our utility provider. It's not cost effective for them to do a solar array, or it's not cost effective for us in terms of the cost associated with producing electricity using solar. At some point in time, as the cost gets lower, it may come into play. But we are still doing an initiative somewhere on campus to put a solar array. We just haven't, I don't think it's been defined yet as where that's going to be. In terms of alternative energies, Progress is looking at, adding alternative energies to their portfolio, but I don't, a biomass or something like that, we haven't as a university looked at. There are opportunities out there, and we're looking at it. It's just a lot of those initiatives take a lot of capital infrastructure. Any other questions?
I just wanted to add that I think facilities planning construction takes a look at new buildings when they're going construction and looks at how we can incorporate renewable energy options into those. So things like hot water heating that are more cost effective using solar, things that are being thought about when we're building new buildings too.
Thank you for your time.
So continuing along the discussion about energy efficiency, a few weeks back I emailed the Green Team list to see if folks might be interested in participating in a collaborative project between the Green Team Network and Environmental Health and Safety on task lighting. And I received more response from that, I think, than I have anything else that I've emailed folks about, so there's clearly a lot of interest in that. So we also invited today Todd from EH&S to talk to us a little more about that initiative and where it's at.